Howdy everybody, welcome to the show today. See this old disc here? I made a deal. See, well, long story short, I sold my 2010. I had a friend that was kind of looking for a loader tractor and he kept sending me all this junk on Marketplace. And he said, what do you think of this one? And well, I didn't have much of an opinion of any of them. I said, well, why don't you take a look at mine? I'll sell it to you for half what they're asking for that junk. So I need another loader tractor. Don't need that anymore. You thinking what I'm thinking? There, disc made it to its new home. Now it's time to get this guy to its new home. So I wasn't sure, but I double checked. So yeah, we're definitely a TO-35. I gotta run that VIN number and see what it is, but it is Massey Harris Ferguson. So this has got to be right toward the end of the right toward the end of the Harry Ferguson tractors to the Massey track, to the beginning of the Massey. So interesting. Now the other thing that's interesting here, guys, too, is there's a lot of yellow paint under here. So is this what you would call a, they weren't necessarily industrials at that point in time, but they were utility. That's what it was. They called them a utility, but nevertheless, so long story short, guys, this one, we lost the shift fork here, and she's been kind of parked here for the last, 8-10 years probably. Yep, yeah, about that. So I'm going to drag this thing home. Not with that necessarily, but we'll get it out of here with that, and see if we can get her started and go from there. See if it'll move it. Okay, good. We found neutral. You want me to kind of, you want me to kind of aim it toward your truck there?
Yeah, well, I can move the trailer.
Okay.
I just don't know what's in here. I don't want to hit it.
Right. That's a handy little loader. I should get myself one of those. Trailer right up to it and get her hauled on here, I think. Hopefully.
One thing I do not have is chain binders. So that's a bigger circle. Now, the next thing.
All right, guys. Well, we're get it tied down. We'll get it rolling. Well, 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 we're just about to my house. We made her in one piece. Now, we'll get that thing backed in, get the old Massey forker fired up, and get this thing off of here and start surgery. Well, friends, we made her. I'm gonna get my forklift out of here, and I think the best thing to do is just get under there, scoot the bucket up, and just kind of wheel it over here for now. I don't have to get through here with anything for a while, and if I do, well, I probably have something that'll move it. But nevertheless, let me get the forklift out and we'll get that ball rolling. Now the fun begins. Now looking at this, so definitely to change this, I got to at least split it there, but probably split it there and there from what I've kind of been told and read. The loader doesn't look like it comes off that bad. This whole loader runs off its own pump up front here, so that's handy. All I got to do is take a couple bolts out of that coupler, unbolt it from down here, unbolt it from back there, and I can probably use that apparatus to get this whole apparatus off of here and make this tractor a little more easy to work on. Hopefully. That's my plan, maybe. What do you think, Fluffy? You gonna give it a good CAT scan? Lots of stuff to sniff under there. There you go. Get a little taste of that. Howdy, friends. We're a day into the future. Sometimes things just work out. So before I get too far into this, I thought my first wise move would be to get the loader off. It's got to come off for me to get the tractor split anyway. It'll be a lot easier to work on stuff without all that in the road. So let me show you what I did. This is about as easy as it could get, guys. I had bolt up there, bolt down there, got a little alignment pin, had one bolt in the front. I did unbolt the pump because I think the pump's going to want to slide out. I thought it was, rather than trying to unbolt the whole apparatus, I just took, whatever. I took the two bolts out of the bottom of the pump. It is now free to slide around in there, so that's good. I think I'm gonna get my forklift back out here, wrap a chain around that eye hook and maybe something around this. I'll pick up on it and see if I can scoot the tractor out from underneath and then find a place to stick that bucket for the next little while till I get, till I get more in depth, and let's just say for a little while. I don't know how else to put that. So that's where I'm at today. Once the bucket's off, then I think maybe we can just toss in a battery and hell, I don't know, twist on the key, see what happens. We got to know what it won't do before I can make it do what it needs to do, right? Some days it just don't pay to get out of bed. Let's try that again. There, that's better. So, aside from that hose popping off, which, you know, no big deal, that's not a big deal. And, you know, the lifting eye break it completely off. That went really smooth. No complaints. I mean, I probably could, but I'm not gonna. So let me find a spot to stick that loader, and then let's start on this. friends, I got to tell you what. I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again every time I do this, but that old forklift has been a life-changing toy. I mean, it really just, I mean, the stupidest things you never thought you need a forklift for, like lifting a 5,000-pound bucket off a 3,000-pound tractor. No problem. All right, friends, let's get after this thing. Alrighty, well, that's kind of handy. Hood just props up real nice like that. So, oil's great, looks clean. But you know, I've noticed a lot of times oil does look clean when something's been settled. I don't know if the particulates settled down. Hell, I don't know anything about anything, but I do know it has oil. That is not looking so good. Let me get some, I think I got some coolant here. Bingo. Perfect. Good thing it doesn't need any more. I only got 1 gallon. What's next? I find a battery somewhere. See if she rolls over. Well, when all else fails, as it usually does. There we go. Okay, that's good. So we just got a bad key switch. I mean, that's not out of the ordinary. Let me pull a plug, see if it's got spark. Well, of course, there's no spark. I mean, I can't win them all. Let's see if I'm at least getting power to the coil. Being that that switch is not necessarily working top notch, maybe it's not doing anything. So, let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm getting about 7.5 volts to the coil, so I wonder if this probably was a 6-volt system out of the factory. Someone probably converted it to 12, so in which case there'd be a ballast resistor in this line somewhere. Is that actually true? Kind of doesn't look that way, so now I'm more confused than I was before. I know it doesn't take much, but that should have 12 volts to it. Interesting. I wonder, I got a part number on this coil. I'm gonna Google that, see if that's a 12-volt coil or a 6-volt coil, and I'll know everything right off the bat. Okay, that's definitely a 12-volt coil with an internal resistor. So somehow I'm losing voltage from point A to point B. So let's try this. make sure this stupid thing even works. Okay, 12.5, that's perfect. Yep, that's not perfect. All right, so let's try this. A little boost in power. Now I'll roll it over. In fact, let's make sure that's grounded better. Okay, here we go. Come on. Bingo, got spark now. Okay, so now I know that this will be my new on-off switch. Terrific. So there's some good news. Let's put this plug back in. So I got oil, I got compression, I got antifreeze, I got spark. I don't have gas. I gotta run to town and get some fuel because of course, when I go to grab my fuel can, it's empty. So let me do that, guys. I'll get right back with you here very, very shortly. Feeling excited about this. I think good things are going to happen. Some of these old willow starts I get pretty lucky on. Well, guys, got me a little gas. Decided to throw the charger on that battery while we were uptown just because I thought maybe it would need it. You can never be too sure. Half the alternators on things I have here don't work, so it is what it is. Let's get some fuel in this thing. There. I really don't want to put a ton of fuel in it just because if I got to take it apart and drain it, you just never know. So I should have enough fuel in to hit the button and see if it'll start. Guys, I apologize for the wind if it's really windy around here, so it's hard to see, but since I can't see through it anymore, I'm guessing it's got gas in it now, so it's at least getting there, and that's not leaking, so that's a good sign. Well, got a little wet spot starting, so I mean, this is how you rebuild a carburetor without taking it off of here, friends. Just work that stuff a little free in there, you know. There, that's probably gonna be just fine. I guess there's nothing more to do at this point except try to hit that button and see if it'll give us a little snort. So here we go, guys. This is the first time in, depending on why it said 8 to 10 years. Let's see if it'll go. Got my hot wire. got my button. I'm going to stand back in case if it does start, if it wants to take off across the room, you know. What do you say, guys? That ain't too bad. Kind of sounds like a dog shitting into a bucket, but I mean, I would expect nothing less. I mean, we're running. That's the name of the game. Now, the big question is, like I said, I know it's got a broken shift fork in there, or at least that's what we were told. And what should, I don't know anything about anything, so I'm just going to get on it and put it, see if I can get it into a gear and see if it'll move one way or the other. It'll be a lot easier getting it in my barn if I can drive it there than you know, having to push it. Not that I haven't had to push stuff before. Okay, so it will move, but I made some yellow jackets angry, so I had to bail. Let me take care of that problem. I got my yellow jacket elimination spray here. Okay, well, let's try that again. Okay, well, it looks like my broken shift fork is, well, it's surfaced, so I'm going to be stuck in whatever gear I'm in. Hey, better than nothing. I can still move the high-low one into the S for start position, so I can get it into neutral. That ain't so bad. But looks like I can't back up, so I have to put this thing somewhere. go for 2. All right, so anyway, guys, got a few things I got to do. I mean, obviously, starter, the Hornets, that situation's not getting any better. In fact, it's getting worse. Wind is also getting worse. Nothing I can do about that. The Hornets I can fix, the starter I can fix, the chef fork I can fix, the paint I can fix. Guys, before we cut you loose today, take a quick, let's have a quick update here. So, kind of waiting on some stuff for that. I got other stuff to work on right now, so I'll get to that when I get to it. But I thought I'd show you this because it's interesting. So I did get the starter pulled out of that little piece of shit, and look at there. The old nose cones broke right off. Now, problem is, I would not be surprised if the rest of that nose cone's down in the bottom of that bell housing, just doing stuff it shouldn't be doing, like being in the way or binding or whatever. So nevertheless, that old tractor's got to come apart pretty quick. I guess I'll figure it out. Once I get to working on that other tractor, we'll get her split and see just what's cooking inside. See if it's worth repairing or not, because I mean, it does need new back tires for sure. Front tires are okay. Front axle's not in great shape, needs a lot of paint, which, yeah, I like working on projects like that, but I feel like that one's going to be less fun than, something like this. But I don't know. Give me an idea what you think. Let me know in the comments. I mean, obviously, I'm probably going to fix the other one, but if that loader will go on that might make for a heck of a lot better loader tractor than, that out there. Also, guys, real quick, I wanted to give a little shout out to Massey Dave. He's kind of the same as me, but on the other side of the pond, and he has access to some tractors that I don't have that I wish I had, like, I got my 1800 and my 1805. Well, he's got the little brother and sister to that, the 1200 and the 1205. And he's got a couple of pretty interesting videos on what the differences are in them and just how they're put together, all kinds of fun stuff. So go give Massey Dave a check out here, guys. But I suppose on that note, man, she's hot out here. Somebody turned off the water and turned on the heat like 3 days ago. I was just bitching because we had like 2 inches of rain, and now it's 100 degrees out. Summer. Awesome. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.